second in the election and insists he won the exercise despite the Independent National Electoral Commission's declaration of Tinubu as the victor.
In the same vein, the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party in the February 25, 2023 election, Atiku Abubakar, has issued a disclaimer of a statement purporting that he congratulated President Bola Tinubu on the verdict of the Election Petitions Tribunal. Reacting to a purported statement allegedly issued by Atiku Abubakar, his media advisor, Mr. Paul Ibe, said the statement is fake. He further described the statement as part of an orchestrated plot by those desperately seeking to usurp what he called the mandate of Nigerians. He said his principal, Atiku Abubakar, could not have validated that he referred to as electoral banditry. Mr. Ibe insisted that doing so would have amounted to a rape on the conscience of Nigerians.
Meanwhile, Senate President Godswill Akpabio has said that the Presidential Election Petition Courts delivered a clear verdict on the integrity of Nigeria's electoral process. Senator Akpabio, in a statement today, lauded the court's judgments, which affirmed the victory of President Bola Tinubu and Vice President Kashim Shettima in the 2023 presidential election. He said the verdict is an affirmation of the popular mandate by Nigerians for President Tinubu and Vice President Shettima. The Senate President noted that a 5-member panel of justices painstakingly evaluated all the issues raised by the petitioners. He said it was clear for dispassionate observers that despite the challenges, Nigeria's electoral process is making steady progress.
In the meantime, the Presidential Election Petition Court sitting in Abuja has affirmed the victory of Senator Bola Tinubu as the winner of the presidential election held in Nigeria on February 25, 2023. The 5-man tribunal, in a unanimous judgment which lasted 12 hours, affirmed that Senator Bola Tinubu won the 2023 elections. Staff reporter Abiodun Akikunle seeks the people's reaction and files in the details.
On the 1st of March 2023, Senator Bola Tinubu was announced as the winner of the February 25, 2023 presidential elections held in Nigeria. The elections, which was keenly contested by 3 major political parties in Nigeria, saw the 3 parties sharing the 36 states of Nigeria into 3 equal parts. Senator Bola Tinubu was, however, declared winner based on the highest number of votes by his party, coupled with the geographical spread of his votes. According to the Independent National Electoral Commission chairman, Professor Mahmood Yakubu, Senator Tinubu scored a total of 8.7 million votes, the highest of all the candidates, thus meeting the first constitutional requirement to be declared the winner. He also scored over 25% of the vote cast in 30 states, more than the 24 states constitutionally required. INEC boss also announced that Alhaji Atiku Abubakar of the People's Democratic Party came second in the election. Atiku polled a total of 6.9 million votes in the election, while the Labour Party candidate Mr. Peter Obi came third in the election with a total of 6.1 million votes, while Rabiu Kwankwaso of the NNPP came fourth with 1.4 million votes. Therefore, a few weeks after the announcements, the 2 other candidates that lost to Tinubu, Alhaji Atiku Abubakar and Mr. Peter Obi, and a political party, Allied People's Movement, approached the Presidential Election Petition Court with petitions on the outcome of the elections. The court case went through the normal court proceedings and a judgment was delivered, which affirmed the victory of Senator Bola Tinubu as the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. While reacting to this judgment, a senior advocate of Nigeria, Musiba Wadetumbi, noted that every courtroom lawyer and not a social media lawyer will have known that the petitions filed by both PDP and Labour Party cannot withstand the technicalities of the law.
Just like their lordships analyzed, they don't have any evidence. They don't have any evidence to say this election was not properly conducted. No, they don't have that kind of evidence. All the shouting was about IRF. And Supreme Court has said in Oyetola and Adeleke that there is no law that says that must be done by INEC. So what else again?
The Labour Party governorship candidate in the 2023 governorship election in Oyo State, Alhaji Taofeek Akinwale, said the judiciary had done its job thoroughly by basing its decision on facts and not sentiments.
I don't expect less. Congratulations to the great and good people of Nigeria, and congratulations to the President, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, for this victory. I am of the opinion that if you are conversant with democratic settings in the country, you will notice that noise is different from fact, and people can, claim anything or assume anything, but the law does not recognize assumption. The law is a very straightforward in issues that has to do with the nation, and going by the normal way of settling electoral matters, which is the outcome that he has been certified and authenticated as the rightful winner of presidential election.
A political scientist, Professor Gbadeojo, in his own submission, commended the judges for thorough analysis and dispensation of justice, stressing that failure of the petitioner to prove his case beyond reasonable doubt will lead to the loss of such case, no matter how good the case could be.
In election petition, globally, it is usually difficult, very, very difficult for petitioners to prove their case, because the onus is on you. It behoves on you as the petitioner to prove that actual rigging took place. It is not enough to tell us that in 10,000, 20,000, 15,000 polling units there were rigging. You have to prove polling unit by polling unit how the rigging took place. And in the case of Labour Party, it's unfortunate that in most of the polling units in Ibadan, not to talk of the whole country, there were no party agents.
The three respondents agreed that the three petitioners could still go to the Supreme Court, as litigation is another method of strengthening democracy and giving credibility to a government. Abiodun Akinkunle, BCS News.
This broadcast of Newscope comes to you from the Broadcasting Corporation of Oyo State, Ibadan. Minister of Defense Alhaji Mohammed Badiro has urged Nigeria to end to the security challenges in the country. Alhaji Badiro made a call today in Abuja when he received a delegation from Jigawa State led by the state governor, Malam Umar Namadi. He said that with the complexities of the security challenges and other aspects of national development, one could only but ask for prayers to succeed. The defense minister ever said that though the task before the government is enormous, there is a determination to surmount the challenges. It therefore canvassed the support of all Nigerians, including their prayers, to entrench peace and stability in the country. The Jigawa State governor disclosed that the visit was to congratulate the minister and assure him of their support at all times.
The House of Representatives has called students of the Federal University of Oyo Ekiti, Atonda Modukwe Deborah. This was contained in a statement signed by the spokesperson of the House of Representatives, Honorable Akin Rotimi, representing Ekiti North 1, Ikole Oye Federal Constituency. Recall that Modukwe, a 200-level student of the institution, had gone to study in the evening of September 4 and was reported missing on the same day. She was subsequently found dead in a shallow grave on September 6. Rotimi further called on the government of Ekiti State, relevant security agencies and stakeholders in the community to collaborate to fish out the culprits and bring them to book. The lawmaker further encouraged anyone with useful information related to this case to contact the Nigeria Police Force to assist in their investigations.
Meanwhile, the Ekiti State Police Command today said it had arrested 10 suspects in connection to the death of a student of the Federal University, Oyo Ekiti Modukwe Deborah. The command's public relations officer, DSP Abutu Sunday, made the announcement via the command's handle on X, former Twitter. Sunday added that the late 200-level nursing student of the institution was declared missing within the school premises on September 5, 2023. The PRO stated that Deborah's body was found in a shallow grave at a distance of about 30 meters behind the nursing lecture hall. He promised that the police would ensure the perpetrators of the crime face the full wrath of the law. The school management reiterated that investigation is still ongoing in collaboration with national security agencies to get to the roots of the sad developments and bring to book the culprits.
As primary and secondary schools in Nigeria resume for the new 2023-2024 academic session this month, Nigerian parents have expressed concerns over their ability to meet school financial obligations to their children due to the current economic crunch in the land. In this news analysis, our man, Oluyolefm, takes a look at the affordability of elementary, primary, and post-elementary education these hard times. Wale's analysis is presented by Tola Teriba.
The long-term vacation for school students is gradually drawing the curtains, and the first few weeks of September usually commence the preparation of parents to get their wards back to school. This resumption signals the beginning of another session which sees students moving up the ladder in the school classes hierarchy, thereby necessitating a change in items like books, uniforms, and even an increment in school fees. In the past, parents have always been eager to purchase these items early. This is done with the aim that their wards would not be lacking on basic needs once the session commences. However, following the removal of fuel subsidy, the prices of commodities have skyrocketed in varying percentages. School supplies are equally not left out. On a visit to various markets in Ibadan, including Bere and Ogunpa, it is worthy to note that the patronage for these supplies are not as expected. Some of the traders lamented low patronage of their commodities, and they noted that they make little to no sales daily.
Now there has not been much sales, and we only have a little parents coming outside to get some books and their stationery for their kids. The subsidy removal and everything has effect on the prices, because from the printing press, the importation and the rate of currency in the country, it has actually really affected the price, and everything is actually on the high side.
People are coming out gradually, but not as expected.
We, the bookseller, we are trying to adjust for parents to have the capacity to buy the books. So instead of us to gain 200, 300 naira on the book, we are reducing it to 250, 200, 100 naira, 150. So instead of us to give a 10% discount to customer, give them 12.5%, 15% discount.
Some of the parents who came to purchase these commodities equally expressed their displeasure on the hike in prices. Many also noted that they had to cut down expenses to only necessities.
Even came here to buy things, but mere looking at the price now, we still need to go back home and prepare again. We need to buy school uniform, the lunch box, the school sandal, everything is there. And what we are hearing where we are working is still the same thing. Even the salary is not forthcoming, it's not coming as at when due, and we have to do all this. So it's not easy at all. Unlike before that, by now everything would have been intact. Everything would have been intact. Even the school fees I would have paid by now, I would have transferred it to the school. But currently we are just looking, we just want to do what we can do.
I've not bought anything, any other thing. I'm taking it one step at a time. When the money comes, we'll buy the other things.
For like last time, books that were like 2,000 naira, some of them like 3,500, now 4,000 naira. So it's like double of the price we were buying before. Things like socks too, water bottle, food flask, everything is like, if it's not double, some are like 1.5 of the price we were buying. So everything is expensive generally. The last meeting we had, they were like, they will still increase it, but they've not told us the exact amount.
Never be fully prepared. You just prepare as much as you can, especially considering the situation of the country, income, and what you see in the market. So you just do the best you can, and you go a step at a time. So we cannot really say we are fully prepared. The preparation continues until the resumption takes place.
So it's not that easy. So parents are just managing. If not that the books or anything for them are compulsory, I doubt it's that parents will get things for their children. But we are looking at them that they are the future of tomorrow. So that's the reason why we are just managing to get a little that we can get for them. I do buy like 3, 4, but now I'm still looking for 1 or 2.
Some observers have therefore advised parents to make purchases according to their financial capacity to avoid going into debt. They are also enjoined to avoid frivolities at this period.
Now on the foreign scene, Gabon's deposed President Ali Bongo has been released from house arrest and is free to leave the country for medical treatments. Bongo was toppled from power on August 30, shortly after being declared the winner of the much-criticized elections that would have seen him extend his 14-year rule as president. Gabon's military spokesman, Colonel Ulrich Malfombi, disclosed this in a statement read on national television. The statement announcing Bongo's release from house arrest was signed by General Brice Nguema, who was sworn in as Gabon's new head of state on Monday. General Nguema, a cousin of Bongo, had served as a bodyguard to Bongo's late father and also headed the country's Republican Guard and elite military units.
To end this edition of Newscope, here again are the main points. The United Nations Children's Fund, UNICEF, says Nigeria has experienced an economic loss to the tune of $100 billion due to the decade-long conflicts in the country's northeast region.
Nigerian political analysts have been reacting to the court's verdict that upheld the election victory of President Bola Tinubu.
The Ekiti State Police Command today said it had arrested 10 suspects in connection to the death of a student of the Federal University Oyekiti, Modupe Deborah.
Gabon's deposed president, Ali Bongo Ondimba, has been released from house arrest and is free to leave the country for medical treatment.
That's all from Newscope Desk. It was packaged by Oluyolefm Bello and delivered by
Mosimila Dioluwa Shoremekun
and Afolakemi Akombi. Thank you very much for listening. Don't forget to tune in for the Yoruba edition at 8 o'clock tonight. Good evening.
To listen to the hottest sound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 98.5 FM. Ibadan. You're listening to the Urban Frequency.
ọ̀tún ọ̀tún lọ́jọ́ yọ ọ̀tún ọ̀tún lòrùn ràn ètò ìyá àrà nílé akéde ọ̀yọ́ yóò tún gbára mi yọ lọ́sẹ̀ yìí lórí ètò kára ó lè láfi ṣíde ètò téńté orí ìròyìn ni ó tẹ̀lé òwe láfi káde abala yìí ńlẹ̀ ibẹ̀ lẹ́yìn aráalé ó sì ti máa pè tẹ́ máa sọ ìtumọ̀ àti àkókò tá à ń lo òwe yìí kẹ́ ẹ múra sílẹ̀ tó bá di abala tó kẹ́yìn ètò lábala àlejò aago 7 sí 8 láàárọ̀ àlejò wa ni ọ̀mọ̀wé Maruf Ọládẹ́yìndé Ọládẹ́jọ akọ́ṣẹ́mọṣẹ́ olùṣirò owó ni wọ́n bákan náà wọ́n tún jẹ́ ẹlẹ́yinjú àánú láwùjọ ohun tí wọ́n ń bọ̀ wá sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí ni iṣẹ́ àánú báwo la ṣe ṣàánú àwọn àrímọ́ wo là á rí tá fi mọ̀ wípé à ń ṣe àánú ọ̀nà wo là á fi dá iṣẹ́ àánú mọ̀ wọ̀nyí àti àwọn ìbéèrè míì tẹ́ ẹ bá ní kẹ́ ẹ tọ́jú ẹ̀dẹ̀ àlejò wa lọ́jọ́ àìkú lórí ètò Ìyá Àrà lórí rédíò wa mẹ́tẹ̀ẹ̀ta àti tẹlifíṣàn ni o kẹ́ ẹ má gbàgbé Ìyá Àrà àrà la máa dá àní dáràn.
èrè àwa èrè aládùn mi o gbogbo èrè o tí tún ní o.
Oluyole FM Onjalala Onja Toroto Oluyole FM Okile létí Oluyole FM ó báradọ́gba kìrìsìn bí ọmọ àwélé ó já gàràgà ní fara olùkọ́yìn tètò tó ń retí ròyìn ní yùngbà ajídára bí ìṣù ẹ̀lú fíkà fábẹ́lá tẹ̀ ẹ́.
We doing it right here.
98.5 FM. Ìkókó ọbẹ̀ wẹ̀lẹ́gbẹ̀ tó kù.
W to the H to the Y. Hey, why?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is AY on the microphone. Put those hands together. Come on.
98.5. 98.5.
About your situation, see men is struggling to be in your position. If not for what he delivered to you as provision, then for what he delivered you from as protection. So praise him with a shout of acclamation. So many are landlord of the cemetery, Lord are tenant of the mortuary. Many more are candidate of obituary, but we are worshippers in his sanctuary. Because his love has been keeping us right from January, coupled with his goodness written in our diary. And all this he has done without collecting a salary.